Hello, Awakening Souls. My name is Karen.
And I'm Barry Martin.
And we're wondering, have you noticed that the pace of evolution is accelerating like mad on planet Earth right now? Have you noticed that the challenges and the issues that you face in your own life are getting front and center so that you cannot possibly ignore them for another moment?
We've heard that from a lot of people, and it's supposed to be that way. There's nothing wrong. It's exactly what needs to happen now because it's time to wake up. And really part of the journey of awakening, actually one of the keys, is that everything that's not who we are has to come to the surface to be experienced and released.
So a lot of times we tend to look at our issues or the stuff inside of us that doesn't feel resolved yet, and we think, and we judge it. We think, if only this stuff were not here, I would really be getting someplace spiritually. But actually, it turns out that the reverse is true. That stuff that each of us is dealing with is not in the way. It actually can be the way for us to awaken and for us to get in touch with who we really are beneath everything on the surface that feels like it's distorted and out of balance.
What has to happen for us to awaken is that the divine light in us, the core of our being, the God in us, is actually waking up for everybody on the planet. It's expanding. It's moving more quickly. And as it expands, all these layers of stuff that we thought we were, consciously and subconsciously, that aren't who we really are, have to come to the surface so we can see them, experience them, and let them go, because that's what's veiling that light. That's what's keeping our true self from fully coming out. So the wisdom of our soul is such that it knows exactly how to take us on that journey from who we thought we were, our existing state of consciousness, through these layers that we're not, so we can experience communion with what we really are.
So this is what we've been doing with people for almost 30 years. And we've learned so much along the way through our own journeys of awakening and by walking alongside just countless other people as they have dealt with even the deepest and seemingly darkest places within themselves and within their life history. The most challenging abuse and trauma turn out to be the fast track home if you know how to meet it fully with your own presence and not look for ways to evade it, to rise above it, to deny it, to move around it in a way that doesn't really get you where you're really trying to go.
We find it's really the cul-de-sac and the source of suffering for almost everybody on the path, from people who are just starting to really people who've known it for a long time, is that, intuitively we know we're not that. We're looking for the light, the love of our true nature. And so when that stuff comes up, we go, oh no, this stuff is, really keeping me from where I really want to be. And it's that idea that is what stops the process. It's what causes us to try to avoid it, run away from it, get above it, beyond it. And so it just sits there. And it just sort of blocks the process. And if it sits there long enough, what happens is it begins to create circumstances in our life, outer crises and things that are really mirroring the stuff we're holding on to and stuck with. And that's, again, life trying to bring us something to make us look at this stuff so we can embrace it and move through it.
Yeah, the more we try to deny it, the more we try to say, no, I'm not going there, the more it gets louder and stronger and more amplified in our experience. It's like life is trying to say, you need to look at this stuff. This is your way home, if you know how to meet it. So, this is what we do with people in our private sessions. We start right where you are with exactly what you have to going on. You don't have to be someplace that you're not. In order to awaken, nobody needs to be where they're not. It's absolutely true that it starts right where you are.
Which is perfect.
Yeah,
And
how
so
else could it be?
it starts with accepting that. And what we know through 30 years of working with people that what you're experiencing is exactly the starting point on the journey. And if we can simply reframe things in a positive way and go, this is the doorway. This is the path to awakening. Let's show up with loving acceptance for ourselves and this experience. No, nothing is wrong. We can't do it wrong. There's no place we can't or shouldn't be. And just allow, accept, and embrace it. That's when the magic really begins to happen.
Yeah. And that's what keeps us doing this work. You know, we've watched that happen over and over and over the years. And in fact, the people with some of the deepest trauma and the greatest suffering are those people who are the most sincere about getting free.
Mm-hmm.
And they are the ones that make leaps and bounds in their journey, because once they get it, that you can meet anything that comes up, you do not have to run away from it. You do not have to be afraid of it or try to find a way around it. That once you know, you can feel what's there, you can see what's going on in your mind that's creating your suffering, then it's like the divine takes over and just leads you on a beautiful path of your own towards freedom and towards that place inside of you where your divine light is always there shining beneath everything else that's going on. It's not like that light comes in all of a sudden. That light has always been there. It's just been covered over with all these layers of who you are not.
So this we know. Everything we've said we know through direct experience. And our whole purpose in life is to help souls like you discover the reality and the truth of this for yourself. Because once you do, this journey of awakening can be so much quicker, so much easier, and so less painful, so much less suffering. So please, if this resonates, email us, let us know. We'll get on the phone with you. We'll discuss your journey and see if it feels appropriate for you.
Yeah, we really look forward to traveling with you on your path to freedom and complete soul awakening.
So much love to you and blessings on your journey of
Love and
awakening.
blessings. Namaste.